artists, poets, family, creatives. You know what it is. We're going to start the evening like this. I heard an angel singing when the day was springing. Mercy, pity, peace is the world's release. I heard an angel. William Blake. Welcome, poets and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah! We in the building. Come on, y'all get excited. Open mic presented by the legendary, I said the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe. I am your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We do this every Thursday, as we have been. We've been doing this and doing this and doing this well every Thursday. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live right on Facebook and YouTube if you're watching on one of these streams. And we truly appreciate you, truly. And you would like to join us in the Zoom. The number's on your screen, 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust and believe we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills, all right? So we would like to thank the New York State Department of Cultural Affairs and the Howard Gilman Foundation for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to nuyorican.org/contribute. Listen, every dollar counts. It really does, all right? The New York Reconstruction is in full swing. It is going down, right? Listen. Progress is being made, folks. All right. Stay tuned. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoom verse. The one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be, because that cat's dope, and he's all over the place. Trust me, we wouldn't be rocking without Ron. Appreciate you, Ron. This is where you can find me, elemental.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, elemental.com. So much stuff going on, folks. Make sure you are plugging in. Tonight's theme. Angel wings. The gift of peace. Listen, this can go both ways, right? Folks that saw the email, right? This can go both ways, really, right? Angels of peace. it just goes both ways. Listen, please understand that you have artistic license to do whatever it is that this theme does to your creative spirit, all right? If your artistry is not on theme this evening, that is still totally cool. We are still looking forward to all of your incredible artistry that you have brought this evening. All right. Next week's theme, dealer's choice. The hand you're dealt. Listen, if any of you are card players, you know how whatever you're dealt can change. Whether it's a turn, whether it's a river, it could be a flop. Who knows? It can always turn into something else. So that's what we're going to be looking at next week. Make sure you are bringing all your creative energy and getting down with us. All right. Also, look at the next upcoming themes. All right. Listen, we are going to keep pushing, right? This train is moving along, folks, and we are going to keep it rolling forward. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. All right, so turn your cameras on. And as you're getting ready to perform, have your artwork ready. All right. If you're playing music, totally cool. Love it. Make sure you have your original sound for musicians set on and you are playing original music. All right. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our stream in any way. So make sure your music is original and your original sound is on and we are good to go. All right. Artists, you got 3 minutes to rock. All right. 30-second intro, let the folks know how they can connect with all the things that you got going on, and then let the world know what it really is, all right? Also, make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you. Before or after you rip, put your information into the chat so we can continue to grow our community, all right? We are about that life around these parts. We have reached night 30 for the baby, folks, all right? For real. Explicit lyricists rock in these parts, all right? They may bring about some triggering flashbacks, but the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated, and other kind of craziness. You know what I mean? We've been dealing with some craziness. That won't be tolerated either. All right, thou hast been warned. All right, this is a living, breathing trigger warning. For real. It's your life, folks. It's real. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true piece of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy with the room. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. And we are going to make sure it stays that way. All right. So share all of that energy with the room. All of it is going to be returned to you in the performance of each and every member of our community this evening. Trust and believe. The guaranteed list tonight is closed. All right. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to Nuyorican.org, click on full events calendar. All right. You click on the Thursday that you want to get down and you need an artist RSVP ticket to get on the guaranteed list, and they don't populate until 24 hours before the show. All right. If you're in the tri-state area, make sure you are plugging in with the Nuyorican Bowery Slam. That stage is hot, baby. Make sure you get to it. All right. Also at the Lower East Side Center with Soul Preem going down, and at La Sala de Pepe is going down. Also in the BX in South of France. Listen, so many things going on. Tonight's list, all of these incredible poets came to get down. All of these incredible artists came to get down and share their genius with us on this Thursday night. So let's get to it, folks. There's all my rowdy friends here on a Thursday night. What's good people? Great to see all of your magnificence gracing this cyberspace this evening. Listen, it is really great to see you. There are some interesting things that are going to happen this evening, folks. So I hope that you brought your lunches, your seatbelts are securely fastened. We are headed for takeoff this evening, folks, for real. So let's get to it. I am going to post this evening's list in the chat, but I see the cat who is rocking us or setting us off this evening is already ready to rock. I don't see his instrument, but I do also understand that his voice is the most powerful instrument that he wields. setting us off this evening, the one and only Joski C in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Joski. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hey, Elemental. It's wonderful to see you at Joski C. I'm afraid I can't stay tonight, but just to set it off, I have two very short poems. Okay? This is a haiku I wrote today. Bombs fall from heaven. Bombs fall from heaven. Death rains down upon the town, recruiting angels. And just one more short piece. This is called Enfolding Sky. Enfolding sky inside of wings, then pressing against the earth. Who cries the rain which cleanses pain and gives this desert birth? And who am I to question why this world don't run on love? The tear upon my cheek has fallen softly from above.
This dude, ever the songwriter, this guy, like he's just like, if you don't know Joski C, do yourself a favor and find out about him. Unmute yourself, give it up for Joski C.
Nicely done, Joski. Final words as well as music.
Man, Joski. Man, Joski.
Very spiritual.
Right? Like Joski just does that for real. Listen, Joski, and as I said, right? Joski's most powerful instrument is his voice. And he does that. Came through with the new shit on him, even, right? Bombs fall from heaven, right? Recruiting angels? Like, come on, right? And I knew this theme is gonna just, right? I don't know how many feathers this theme flew in on, but I don't know how many is gonna be left after this evening. Honestly. And I appreciate what you did right there, Joski. In the enfolding sky, right? Who cries the rain? Who? Come on, man. Who am I to question why this world don't run on love? But I know that Joski C will write songs that try to help the world learn to love again. That's what I appreciate you, Joski. I hope your evening is fantastic. Really, we always look forward to hearing you. Appreciate you, Joski, for setting us off this evening. Have a great night, man. Appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, listen, where is that cat? Listen, always right on time with the rhyme. And listen, smile just pokes out at you like a porcupine. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Eddie. Always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Thank you, my bro, like no other words like thunder. All right, my name is Ed Potato for the Fantastic. Please, it's time to join my rhyme for I feel sublime. I got two pieces, so I won't take too much time. My first piece is called Painfully Obvious. I want to say it instead of praying it. Our crazy society, not understanding variety, blindly attacking or always stacking. Understand being oblivious. Why are you so serious? Things don't revolve around you. It's true as the sky and sea are blue. You know what? I'm saying it. No more weighing or debating it. We need more love to brighten our skies above. We need more understanding, no more underhanding. We need more freedom to change the chaotic system. We need more peace over here, the Congo and the Middle East. We need more togetherness to help us in this segregated mist. This is obvious. Please don't be dubious. That's my honest fact. Please don't have a heart attack. It's just my honest opinion. Don't be glued to your dominion. Thank you. And the other one is called Kerfuffle. Many battles overseas. Please, no guilt, please. I feel the bullets in my chest, the bombardment of stress, the drowning of media, the struggles of multimedia, the downpour of cries, the eruptions was roaring in size. I know guilt is unbearable. Please don't feel terrible. What are you talking about? Please don't shout. Things change every day. The chaos will go away. Not now, but maybe someday. Peace will be on its way. The sun will drown out the rain. Their prayers won't be in vain. Remember, hope is always there, offering peace, harmony, and care. The mayhem will come to an end. Please have hope, my unknown friend. Thank you.
You know, leave it to Eddie. Leave it to Eddie to just throw a sparkle in your day. You know what I mean? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
There you go, Eddie.
Nice, Eddie.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There's always just so much enthusiasm in your voice, Eddie, and I just always so much love that and appreciate that about you. You know what I mean? And again, the fervency with which you always deliver your work. I appreciate you. As you said in the first piece, right? We need more peace, without a doubt, right? There's too much war going on. Please don't be dubious. Don't be glued to your dominion. 100%, right? Find yourself moving around in different places. In the second piece, the bombardment of stress, man, that's a killer, right? Chaos will go away, right? Hope is always there. Make sure you see it. Appreciate you, Eddie. Always, man, for doing what you do and staying dedicated to it. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, Dr. Z Page is here. Always great to see them. Really. And I'm so glad you found the time to rock with us. Let these folks know where they can find you. Again, great to see you. Please take it away.
Thanks. I wrote these two small pieces about an ex-girlfriend of mine who was my twin flame. Quite an interesting relationship that ended quite dramatically. But yeah, she taught me how to be spontaneous and adventurous and be okay with my weirdness. The Harbinger's Whimsy. A breezy light washes through the open window, slapping a sun-swept skin's tired follicles. A harbinger's song chirps purposefully and extends from a nearby branch. A decisive vulnerability escapes my hesitation as I raise my hand toward her. Sound lands upon me, my chamber suffused with colorful joy. Reverberations permeate my core and expand a once hollowed chest. Calmness streaks my mind and pleasures all senses. Teased with a fleeting essence, the moments beyond my capture. An irreplicable spirit is unleashed from tethered expectations of conformity, and reality's waning vigor is punctuated by spontaneity. Promised visits home awaken a burgeoning memory as she flies away. My wall remains painted with music as long as my heart holds the lyrics. The harbinger's melody lingers, enticing its return. I wrote that when we started dating, and this one was a letter I wrote her after we broke up. Don't die on me, my torch. Once I asked you to help me see the fringes of society, not knowing what was ahead. I wanted you. You make life seem easy because you are free. I seek my freedom too. But I was unprepared. You witnessed the spectacle, my bubble filled with helium ready to explode as you ignited me. Under pressure, my defeat deflated me as I breathed failure. You stayed. You cradled me and watched me grow. You healed my burns. I am still amazed why and how you helped me. When I asked if you were nervous meeting a new person, you responded, "No, I've met people before. I wish I had your bravery." I pined for how you don't throw your difference at society. You just exist within it your way. I was impressed when you told me, I don't mind being weird, but I don't want to be rude. This should have been obvious to me. When you gifted me a reconnection, you said, this is the first time I believe we can be friends. I believe you. How you saved me is complex. I've turned from scared to confident, rude to weird, a fuck to a friend. I'll fuck up again. I know I hurt you when I think I'm loving you and I'm working to stop. Please have patience. I'm dangling on the world's edge and I'm trying to stay grounded without you. I'm pioneering through darkness, and I still carry your torch toward my independence. I don't need your help anymore. I found the fringes. I can live without you, yet I don't want to. I hope my friend is still there now that I've enlightened. Although I'm afraid I can't see ahead. That is what living is. Share this moment with me as I enter it. Thanks.
Yeah, damn, y'all. Like they did that shit. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Dr. Z. Hey! Wow.
Beautiful poem.
On, like, listen, um, goodness, I it's lines like that, right? That poets wake up in the morning to write, right? Um, First of all, even in the aspect of the first piece, right? Talking about your twin flame, right? The Harbinger's whimsy, like the title alone, right? Come on with the title. You talked about decisive vulnerability, uh, moments beyond my capture, punctuated by spontaneity. Like your word choices are ridiculousness. And correct me if I'm wrong, please. You said my wall remains painted with music as long as my heart holds the melody. Damn it. That's just that's a work of art. Just so you know that. In the second piece, you make life seem easy because you're free. You heal my burns. How you don't throw your difference at society. But this is rough for me, even for me when I heard it. It's like, oh my gosh. I know I hurt you when I think I'm loving you. Damn it. Come on. Come on. Appreciate you, Dr. Z Page, for doing what you do, and sharing all of that vulnerability with us. Listen, a valued member of our community. We appreciate you for taking the time to rock with us. All right, coming up next, out on the West Coast, this cat's been doing all kinds of things, right? But we are finally glad that we got him back in the building, right? It's always great to have his music bless our space. He's been rocking with us, one of the pillars of our community, the one and only Bill Elkins in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Bill. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. I can be found on Facebook. I can be found on Instagram, Midwestern Bill 51. Good to be back. Been gone a few weeks because of Mother Nature, COVID, things of that nature. But anyway, I'm back, doing well, and glad to be back. Anyway, I like to do an original that, hold on here. 2, 5. Oh boy. 12:30. There we go. All right, the song is entitled, it's one I wrote quite a few years ago, but it's one of my favorites, Song for Serena. Hope you like it. It's about an old relationship that I had years ago. Anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. My mystical nymph, beautiful green-eyed woman, you bountify my dreams as you capture my heart. Frighteningly sagacious, why so tenderly touching? You were my lady from Linz, that's in Austria, at St. John Cathedral. At St. John Cathedral. pubescent child, my virginal lover, you were my world, body and soul. My dame of love, singing sweetly, you were my lady from Linz. At St. John Cathedral, at St. John Cathedral. Serena, please look in my eyes. I cherish you so. Don't let me go. You are my wanderlust queen as we skip across the moon in a nocturnal dream where I sing Ich liebe, ich liebe, ich liebe dich, meine Serena. Ich liebe, ich liebe, ich liebe dich, meine Serena. Summer of love, warm memorial on the lakefront, we held each other tightly as the war raged on. We shared intimacies in a Farwell Avenue doorway. You were my lady from Linz. At St. John Cathedral. At St. John Cathedral. You kissed me goodbye on a cold March morning. I'm off to San Diego to join the Marines. What didn't destroy me certainly made me stronger. You were my lady from Linz. At St. John Cathedral. At St. John Cathedral. Serena, please look in my eyes. I cherish you so. Don't let me go. You are my wanderlust queen as we skip across the moon in a nocturnal dream where I sing Ich liebe, ich liebe, ich liebe dich, meine Serena. Ich liebe, ich liebe, ich liebe dich, meine Serena. Many years later, I wrote this song for you. You're a distant memory, bittersweet and profound. Loving you is easy, but losing you so hard. You were the first love of my life. You were the first love of my life. Thank you, everybody.
Now that is just something that you can never let go of. Sorry, it's just that way. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's just that way. It's just that way, Bill. Like honestly, it's just that way. Please understand, right? When you sing about a love that you had in your life, there is no greater love song, right? I don't care what the charts say. I don't care how many albums sold, right? The greatest love song ever told is the one that you sung for the love that you've had, right? So I appreciate that, right? I really, really, really do, because that is such an intimate one of one, right? Like, I cherish you so, don't let me go. Like, as we skip across the moon in a nocturnal dream, we held each other tightly while the war waged on. Like, some people will never know anything about that. He said when I was, and then I was off to join the Marines. What didn't destroy me definitely made me stronger, right? Semper Fi to the Marines in the building. Shout out to all the veterans in the building. Listen, it's just real life. And I appreciate you for doing what you do, Bill, for surviving, right? As veterans do. I don't know, you just got an name for surviving. Appreciate you for, just for being unwilling to go easy, sir, into the night. Thank you for doing what you do. And being a dedicated Giants fan. Appreciate that. Trying to get there. Appreciate you. All right. Coming up next. Listen, so glad that this next poet continues to come through. She is feeling good enough, strong enough, listen, creative enough. And that's enough. No matter what it is, no matter what's going on, just being here is enough. The one and only Bonnie Soloway is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you, man. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental and everyone. I am at B Soloway on almost every possible platform. I wrote this piece after the surprise of what happened politically. I don't know about everyone else, but I was as sort of freaked out. In several days, the whole world seemed to change. So I put a little bit of it down here. So this is called Godspeed Democracy. Damn, the team of Harris Walls at warp speed broke on through. With fascism staring us down, America manifested what to do. Dig up those poisonous, insidious weeds. Let our freedom flowers bloom. Gardens of freedom for women, minorities, and voting rights. Protections for LGBTQs. Wait, what's that coming through the soil? SCOTUS ethics standards too? You can't rewrite America's culture. Those clocks can't be turned back. Progress moves on forward. Just ask child-free women with cats. The freedom to choose and speak your mind is what all democracies want. Leaders who eschew hate and division prefer the power of détente. Kamala's beautifully smooth ascension is like watching a first-time bride, picking the perfect partner to be right by her side on the road to saving our republic, voiding out angst and fear and pain, erasing a decade of lies and chaos living rent-free in our brains, watering our gardens with truth and sanity, holding bouquets of USA pride, honoring the Constitution as a living yet ever-evolving guide. America's hardly perfect. Injustices still abound, but democracies must be protected or those gardens of freedom will drown. Thank you.
Wow. Or those gardens of freedom brown. Are you kidding? Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Bravo, Bonnie.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Loved
That's
it.
how I felt.
It's been a bit irritating. It's been a bit irritating. Let me just, and I appreciate you, Bonnie, for doing that, right? And I say that just to simply say it's been a bit irritating watching these national conferences, and I've yet to see a poet get down. I've yet to see a poet in that mix. I did hear a council person from Texas get down with an alliteration, though. But I have yet to hear a poet actually get down and really speak to the people, right? And I appreciate you, Bonnie, for addressing it specifically, right? With fascism staring us down, like, are we not going to seek change? Are we not going to ask for change? Are we not going to represent change, right? Let our freedom flowers bloom. that's what we've been watering them all these years for. Is that right? Right? That's the work that we've been putting in, right? SCOTUS ethics standards too. Yeah. Sometimes, of course, they're gonna make sure their standards go through. What Kamala is doing, right, on the road to saving a republic. Listen, it arguably could be in need of saving. Just saying, right? Watering our gardens with truth and sanity. You're asking for a lot in a land of insanity. You are. However, thankfully they have us. So when the world is starting to fit into a handbasket and it has a first class ticket to hell, hopefully they come and holler at the poets so we can tell them what it really is. Thank you, Bonnie, for doing what you do. Really, it makes a difference. Thank you. Let me shout out a couple of people before we move on. I see Professor Platinum in the building. Shout out Doug Silver. Listen, always appreciate that cat for coming through. I saw Olivia Shapiro was in the building. Denisha Roberts is here. Jasmine Matharu. I apologize if I mispronounced your name, but I appreciate you for coming through. Listen, it's gonna be crazy this evening, folks. There's some things going down this evening. So I appreciate all of you for coming through and checking us out. All right. Coming up next with that big, beautiful bridge in his background, this incredible cat comes through. Listen, I want to call him like Mr. Star Trek, but that's just not good enough for me. Like his pops was a part of the thing that just drove mine. But listen, this cat is always incredible at what he does, right? Like, don't let the smooth taste fool you for what you see in this box. For real, because he's about to do a number on your medulla. Listen, the one and only Garland Thompson is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you, sir. Truly, please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental, and thank you, everybody. So sorry I haven't been able to be here too many times recently, so I'm glad to be back tonight. Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at @GTPoet, GTPoet. And you can just find me, Garland Thompson, on Facebook as well. I'm going to try and squeeze in two pieces, arguably in the jazz milieu. Dreams, Monk, and Me. I dream of Thelonious Monk on a blue June afternoon, sitting in car, exploring towns I've never seen before. The engine is purring, my wheels are rolling with those keys Monk presses so gently in the heaven and hell rapture of a greasy jazz night in New Orleans or New York City. Pinstripe suits coming from the pawn shop, trying to keep the shine on life and shoes. And Monk's alter ego, he sits on a tractor mowing a soccer field in North Carolina. I dream of Monk and his alter ego, and the trees, they talk to me like long-lost brothers and sisters, my ultimate family. They sing the songs of Monk and jazz. I feel like God is talking to me, telling me to go out and swing. Swing like Monk and Bird and Dizzy and a billion other cats and kittens who've swung the heavens since time began. Go groove with Plato and Socrates and the great Zen masters who laugh at the cosmic joke. Sway with Ella, Billy, and Bessie Smith and Monk, the man of the hour, this hour. Frozen in time and space. He sweeps the piano with his gaze and it swings. He rips open the heart of my soul and he pours in his rapturous rose bushes of heavy love mixed with the streets of America, the alleys of Provence, the dance halls of Paris, the nights in Rio where people samba till dawn. I dream of Monk, and sometimes he talks to me the way they all talk to me. He tells me, it's okay, it's not so bad, you can do it. So I listen, I dream, I close my eyes, and I see he's right. I dream of Monk, and he dreams of me.
Yeah, man. Like, that's just how you believe. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Garland Thompson. Damn.
That was great. That was great.
I thought he was doing a second one.
That's true, but we don't have time.
Oh, listen, my apologies. Please take it away. I got a whole discombobulation happening right here because I need to make sure that the first one just blew me away. My apologies. Please take it away, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate this. This one isn't too long, so I appreciate this. But in the same milieu, this is based on a true story. I, at 18, worked for the Blue Note Jazz Club in down there in Greenwich Village. I was their first sound and lighting engineer 3 years after they opened. Prior to that, it was assistant managers and waiters that were running the sound and the lighting. But I was the first professional one whose only job was that. So this is a little story about that. It's called Blue Notes. Betty Carter bawled me out for messing with her sound my first day on the job. Carmen McRae stroked my hair lovingly on the stairs just before she went on as her band warmed up the crowd. Stanley Turrentine came in late, his gold Mercedes sedan pulling into the garage across from the club, the Blue Note on 4th Street just off 6th Avenue. He came in late, blew a hot set, hit the office and the blow, came back, blew a cold set compared to the first, and I felt compelled to ask his security guard to tell Stanley to wipe his nose. I mean, there he was at the desk in the office, upstairs, his nostrils flared open and covered in white powder. John Lewis and the Modern Jazz Quartet, MJQ by those in the know, were classy and cool. Mellowed by all the years and experience, they swung the house with a quiet power, full and bright like a beautiful spring day in Dubrovnik. Gato Barbieri blew his sax like only he could, then refused to play the next set until we got the monitor speaking working again. I found a workaround. There's always a workaround. He came back down and blew another hella set. Riot Act reading number 2. Garland gets dressed down by the great Oscar Peterson himself, who only played the expensive Bosendorfer piano, who could take a change as fast as lightning and often did, as I found out, much to my peril, night 1 of his week-long engagement at the Blue Note Jazz Club, when I left the soundboard to quietly venture into the audience to hear what they were hearing. I was still learning the room acoustically, and halfway back to my audio mixer, 8 bars into a ballad he had just sprung on us in one of his lightning swaps, he stopped the band cold. For a heartbeat, there was no sound save the echo of the sound that just was. Then I hear it, those fateful words booming out of Oscar Peterson's mouth. "Hey, can you turn it down? This is a Bosendorfer, you know!" The room was packed. I wanted to die, and my only saving grace was we were all in a dark room. But it hurt like hell just the same. Later that night, his bass player, the great Niels Hennings Orsted Peterson, saw me at the bar nursing my wounds. He said, "Oscar's hands are hurting, his arthritis is kicking in, and that I shouldn't take it personal. Niels is one hell of a bass player. He made me feel better that night, and I'll never forget him for it." Thank you, everyone.
Come on, man. I don't know if there's anything better than jazz than stories about jazz musicians. For real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Garland Thompson.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was awesome. Like such a visual presentation. It was like I was only at the Blue Note a couple times, but I could picture the whole thing from the way you presented it. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, me too. I could picture it just like I was there. Lovely, lovely.
Thank you.
Carolyn, if you did sound there, you're a genius and fearless, because that's a pretty small room to get the sound right in for the kind of musicians who carry on there.
Oh yeah, it was quite a challenge, boy, and I was pretty scared for the first month, first couple of months. But it was a great experience. I wouldn't change it for the world. I learned so much in the time that I was there. So,
Yeah, you must have, and you must have like at least 1,000 more stories like that.
Yeah, it's great that you tell the history like that too. People need to, know about that. That's really great.
Yeah,
thank,
for real,
Those
for
stories.
real.
thank you very much. I got one I'm going to do for you guys down the road about Dizzy and the birth of bebop. So,
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, wait. Now, hold on. Now, listen, we need all of that. First of all, listen, your community lets you know. That's why I love our community, right? Because they let you know how they feel about it, right? Um, and listen, when you start hearing that, right, and the aspects of what happens behind the music, right? Everybody can put the needle down and hear the best of these musicians, right? But when you get to sit down and actually get the energy from them and the essence of how they're doing, why they're doing what they're doing, that I believe is where poems like that are born. And I appreciate you, sir, for bringing that and sharing it with us. Because again, your community members even said, "Oh my goodness, that put me there." Right? Um, said on 4th Street, just off 6th Avenue, right? That blow. Wipe your nose, man. Like that's just the MJQ if you're in the cool, right? Um, swung the house with a quiet power. That's just oh man, right? Um, the Boozendorfer, right? Um, listen, in the first piece you mentioned Dreams of Monk and Me. You mentioned trying to keep the shine on life and his shoes. I feel like God is talking to me, right? Cats and kittens who swung the heavens. Like, come on, man. Like, listen, it's so much of that, right? So much of a dance floor in your work, man. And I really love that you pay homage to that particular time. It really does come through, and I appreciate you for it. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, been a minute, but as heroes do, they have a whole big world to look after. And our resident superhero is in the building this evening. I like to call the daughter of Krypton. If you don't know this poet, they will make room for you in so many different places. Make sure you plug in with them. The one and only Finn Bell is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
It's good to see you too, and it's good to see everybody. You can find me on Instagram. I am Finn_Bell. And tonight I just wanted to share one poem. I have the honor of borrowing this poem from a good friend, Stacy Dyson. It is titled, Mi Padre Named Me Rosa. Mi Padre named me Rosa. He said it was so I would always be reminded of pretty things, flowers and light and love. That is very hard to do in this border camp, where everything is despair and lost hope, harsh light and broken families. Yo no soy una flor, soy una niña. If I were a flower, I could ride in the band of my father's hat, the only one he ever owned. The brim was cracked with a ragged edge, but the headband was strong, tempered with sun and sweat from the labors that made the money to bring us across. I wonder if he still has that hat, or if somebody took it away from him, threw it away, the way they took his daughter and threw her away. When I was young, I remember my mommy bending in to kiss my papi welcome home. I stood between them, one hand wrapped around my mother's knee, one around my father's, a rose growing strong and vibrant in the fragrance of their love for each other. I cannot feel that sun now, just the lights that shine constantly overhead. If I was a flower, I would be in his pocket, fragrant and close to his heartbeat, close to where he kept the money to make the coyotes not look at me and say evil things, lick their lips and say evil things. I don't have much English, but I know what they said was wrong. Made my father hold my hand tighter than he ever did when we walked home, hold me closer, shielding me when they passed by to count how many souls they planned to release to the desert or the deserted alleyways or dark, cold stretches of strange highways. Not look at me like the guard here looks at me, that guard who looks at me the way I remember the bad drunken men looking at the bodies of women in the street, the soldiers looking at the bodies of women on the street. He looks at me that way. The older women tell me to stay away from him, pull me into chores or conversations when he is near, try and hide me away from his glances. But when he sees me in the halls or in my room or on the playing field, he watches me. He looks at me like the soldiers, like the drunks and the bad men watch the bodies of women in the street. Once he ran his hand over my hair and smiled and said, "Que linda chica, you're a pretty thing, ain't you?" The older women surrounded me, pulled me away, but they cannot always be close, and I am afraid. Because sometimes he comes for the older girls and they come back very quiet and very sad. And I can feel their fear. Sometimes they cry out when they sleep. They run and pull me away too, lie down by my bed, but they do not sleep then. Their eyes are open to watch for me, to protect me, but they cannot stay awake forever. Papi, he used to take me to count the stars, watch the full earth with the moon singing to me so that I would learn not to be afraid of the night. I'm always afraid now. Roses stand strong against the wind, call the rain, sister, breathe free air. Yo no soy una flor. I am a little girl. Mi madre está muerta. Mi padre is out in the world without me. One day, una mariposa landed on the window. A rose can talk to a butterfly, right? I asked her to please find my father so he could take me to where I find rest, breathe, free air, feel the night sing gentle with the moon. Sometimes I do not think I have another season. I may never see my papi again. The butterfly may never deliver my message. Why should she? Butterflies only talk to flowers, and I am not a flower. I am just a little girl. Yo no soy una flor. I am not a flower. I am only a little girl. I am just a little girl. Thank you.
Yep, that's what she does. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Finn Bell.
Pin bell rules.
Nobody has a whole lot of air left because she stole it from everyone, right? Like you're just
Yeah, the repetition you use, Finbal, is extraordinary. Like I love that craft. You know, it's so there's so much emotion and there's so much inside of you you're giving to us, but then you deliver it with just this like perfection and your tone, your rhythm, your cadence, like everything is spot on, Mama. I love it.
I was just saying,
Gracias.
I was just saying to myself 2 hours ago, when's Finn gonna do a feature somewhere?
Mm. Yeah.
great question. Jedi Master. Great question. Listen, Finn Bell has been doing things for some years around here, folks. And if you're not familiar with what she does, as I always say, right, she makes room for so many poets on so many different platforms. She was reading stories on X. Um, she does workshops, she poetry games, loose lips sing karaoke ships, so many different things that Finn Bell does. And then has the nerve to write poetry, and then has the absolute unmitigated gall to cover a Stacey Dyson poem like that. So I appreciate you. As you give her words life, a different breath of life, right? And there are a couple of lines in there that just I can't. It can just. If I were a flower, I could ride in the brim of my father's hat, the only one he ever owned. Um, um, I didn't have much English, but I knew what they said was wrong. Mis madres es muerta, mi padre is out in the world. Like, come on, come on. Thank you for doing what you do. It is great to see you. You know, superheroes got a big district, big sector, you know, helping a lot of people. So I appreciate you for coming through. Truly. All right. Coming up next. Listen, this next incredible author continues to come through. Storytellers in the building. Comes through with ridiculous work over and over again. I like to call this cat the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Ike Waltz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Ike. It is always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Good evening. Holy Mary and her lamb. Yes, it's a noodle doodler. Let me explain. My wife is a noodle doodler. She constantly rearranges spaghetti on her plate. Holy Mary and her lamb. Hurricane Harry stole a Sharpie and threw Scary Mary with a crown. And Mary said, "It's Alabama." Ah! The Sharpie, rather mean, painted a meadow green, ever so green. Mary in the center had golden hair. "I won't let you down. You are mine." And Mary said, "Bah." Mary took that Sharpie and drew and drew and drew a little dump baby lamb. The lamb had 4 legs, and the lamb said, "Yeah, I love ya, bah, meh." Mary could draw whatever she wanted, bah. The lamb immediately bonded, meh, meh. Mary drew a thick line between her legs, exciting the lamb, and the lamb said, "Draw a circle around me, and I'll bah for you, meh, meh, meh." Mary twittered, "Don't move. Stand still when I say bah. You say may. Yes, you will." The lamb jubilated, may, 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 may. Mary got hungry, and the lamb had 4 legs. Mary said, "Hey, lamb, can I chop 1 leg of lamb?" Ah. The lamb said, "I can jump with 3. May, may, may. Take 1, it's okay, it's okay." The lamb said, "May?" "Unconditionally, I will do whenever you say bah. Have another leg of garlic roasted lamb. I will follow you with 2. Yes, I do anything for you. Meh, meh." Mary invited God for a lucky pot of stew. Ah. The lamb said meh, and for the gods I give up all my chops as long I can please. I'm so meh, meh, meh. Mary walks on water ever since. The lamb floats, a bloated, legless martyr. Fake news, Twitter's bar. We follow direction to heaven, May, bar. And one day the moral of May will face the addiction to bar. If you may, the bar will may you into history, a guild no Sharpie can erase. What a fake novelty stink. The May remains to be the bars. They hang the bar in a wink, and nobody was changed a bit. May, take a Sharpie, draw whatever. May loves bar. When je t'aime, mon amour means freedom fries, but can you dig this latest shit? Bar, May, bar, May, bar. And now, my fellows, poets, after all my nonsense, let me conclude. Forget being pretty or petty for once. Accept the noodle doodle's bigger picture. Vote with happiness in your heart for Camilla and Tim Waltz, my almost namesake after all. Remember, as Mary always says, America is our future. Thank you.
All the things that I thought Ike Waltz would say, that was not one of them. Unmute yourself, give it up for Ike Waltz.
Bravo, Ike.
Bravo.
Oh, your delivery
Bravo, Ike.
was so just like genius. It was so visual. Your voice became so visual for me. All the flourishes and the just the panache. It was very Poirot-like, and it made the whole thing so delightful. And it was full of this, this kind of sugar-coated satire that a lot of times you specialize in. It's just a treat to hear you do this stuff.
The best Dada around coming from Ike.
Yeah, totally Berlin Dada, really.
Wait, hold on. The skip is just dropping some lyrical bombs on him this evening, right? Like goodness. Listen, Holy Mary and her lamb, like holy hell and Ike Waltz. Like let's you know what I mean? And he's married to a noodle doodler. Like I didn't even know there was a noodle doodler, but he's married to one. The May, he may or nay, I don't know. Like, I'll bow for you. Like, gosh, man. Like how you do that, right? How you twist that and you make that noun, you make that verb. I love that. Whenever you say bah, right? Have another leg, right? For the gods, I give up all my chops. Can you dig this latest chip? Right? Forget being pretty or petty for once. Just saying. Just saying. I told y'all storytellers were in the building, right? And then the Jedi Master goes on top of it and talking about, right, we had a panache freaking sighting this evening, right? And then he comes through with the sugar-coated satire and then calls him the Berlin Dada. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like that's like books. For real. Appreciate you, Ike, for doing what you do, man. Make sure you continue to do exactly that. Shout out to Noodle Doodle, too. All right. Coming up next, this incredible artist, no matter if he has his instrument or not, like I mentioned earlier, with Joski, this next incredible artist comes through ready with the energy to give you something. Trust and believe. We don't always know what it is, but I guarantee you it's a feel-good thing that you're just about to get. So prepare yourself for the one and only Catman Bill in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Catman. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. Well, I can be found on YouTube under Catman Bill. So I'll perform this song that I wrote on January 20th, 2021, while I watched the inauguration of Joe Biden. And even though most of the lyrics, all of the lyrics most of them are about the previous administration, there's one line when the poet laureate spoke. It was a cloudy and rainy, misty day, and for a brief moment the clouds parted while she spoke. Nothing more to say. Wrong from the first day. Wrong till the last day, you know the tale. Broken roads and broken trails. He was ushered out, left behind only doubt. Lines up the White House disinfected through and through. Sun up and skies are blue. So you walk past trees by the reflecting pool. Listen to the echo of gangs and fools. Wrong till the last day, you know the tale. Broken roads and broken trails. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. They told that to me once back in school. Wrong till the last day, you know the tale. Broken roads and broken trails. Thank you.
You know, again, the dude, I told you what he does. It's just amazing. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Catman Bill.
I enjoyed that a lot, Catman. Like I felt happy. Like I just felt happy.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Well,
Soothing and pretty.
I don't think it's too happy, but that's what I felt when I was watching the inaugural. I can't help it.
I think the music really matched the moment. The strumming of the music was, I thought, perfect with what you were saying.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. When that moment of divine inspiration comes, you have to seize the moment or it's gone forever.
Yes. It was great.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And I think every creative in the world would absolutely agree, right? Listen, and I hate to admit this, but it's the fact. I almost caused an accident on the freeway because I was trying to make sure I got a pen and a piece of paper so I could write something down because I didn't want to forget it, right? Like, seriously, like it's just that serious, right? Because just as quickly as we get inspiration, we can lose it because we are flooded, constantly inundated by something, right? Stimuli, right? So I thank you, Catman, for taking the time to actually share that inspiration with us, right? For taking the time actually to be inspired by something, right? To do what you do, right? Because the way that you play your instrument is uniquely yours. So thank you for coming through and sharing it with us. We always enjoy what you come and share with us. So thank you, truly. All right, coming up next, this next artist continues to come and hang out with us being the super mom that she is, making room and space for all the things that she has to do, and finding a way to still be creative. The one and only Elizabeth Horan is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Hi, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here. It's the highlight of my week, and I love seeing what you guys bring. It's inspiring. It's life-giving. It's I need that. I don't see a lot of adult humans on a day-to-day basis in my world, so like this is what I get, and I fucking love it. So thank you. I'm gonna read two. This one's called Life Raft for Atheists. There we go. Mantra is I come to you as the sun makes love, as the moon, popped and broke, turns the oceans over. Despite bad news, she gets up every damn human day, makes amends with reefs so bleached she sees her bones as fish, her fish as bones. Chalked coral as disintegration, boats with their metal teeth, blue-green algae, the brown shit bloom. Again, she bobs these waves, holds her nose, empties her stomach, a giant sucking clam. Sharks, finless, think, no swarm left. 3 men cracked her shell at midnight. Mantra is, I am treading brackened water, breathing in and out, writing you poems in and out of my gut, and wish and sparkling mirrors. You say, I see your light, Elizabeth. And it doesn't blind you. It makes you love me more and more and more, like Sylvia loved the idea of gas, the idea of death. And I, a woman of 43, and never more than the light makes the ocean real. I come up for air. It smells so good like you. I do it so it feels like a man. I do it so it reeks of creating. Mantra is survival. No thanks to God. Human ways is so disappointing, and I am not rowing anywhere but into your body and mind and hands. Clean me over, until I say, now I'm home, and read no Bible. Thank you. And I'll do one more if you don't mind. This one's called Glass Ceiling. I've never been close to knowing how high the roof might be before it could take my head off, until it will scalp me tomorrow evening. Shrunken heads go on and on, laughing. Can't stop them, for Christ's sake. I'm obliterate here, people, rolling through puke, wet linoleum. Must I launder things, get thrown under bus tires here and there? Spent veins untied, organize the red worms into your boss's smile. Never known your healing ways, oh God. He is my Jesus child. Wait, I'm sorry. Never known your healing ways, oh God. Did you make clouds just to hide me from heaven? Did you tell her about the pool boy? He is my Jesus child. Or the neighbor how to stop me from melting her lipsticks down with only a sprinkler and a metronome smile. I hear her singing Tosca, drinking pink Moscato, wrecking her flesh with canopies of formaldehyde. She'll eventually be found drowned or strangled, still in style. What a crock of shit this world. How I've stained it red just talking. Pressing upward makes hymenal puncture. So I make it rain down shards of glass. So I make it know I'm listening. Thank you very much.
That is some heavyweight. Shigadale. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Elizabeth Horan.
wrecking her flesh with canopies of formaldehyde. Total mind bend. Thanks for that. Love what you make my mind do.
I was still kind of lost in the making it rain shards of glass line, but you know, listen, in the first piece, even, right? Life raft for atheists. You know, wakes up every human day, turns the moon over, right? Her bones as fish, her fish as bones, right? I come up for air, it smells so good like you. Human waste is so disappointing. Now I'm home and read no Bible. Listen, and then in the glass ceiling, did you make clouds just to hide me from heaven? Right? She said she melted her lipstick with only a sprinkler and a metronome smile. Like I appreciate how much you dig into words and you deliberately put them into your poetry. It really is fantastic. Thank you for sharing it with us. We truly appreciate you for rocking with us and all the energy you continue to bring to the building. Truly appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Make sure you show your love to RMT. All right. That cat is the dopest for real. We wouldn't be able to rock this evening without RMT. Let's keep it going. Coming up next, rocking the most fashionable glasses I've seen this side of the Zoom verse. The priestess is in the building yet again, letting the love come through her sight, and we love to see it. The one and only Oshun Yo Yin is in the building. Peace to the gods and the earth. Always great to see you. Let these folks know where they can find you. Please take it away.
Okay, where you can find me? Well, let's ad lib here. You can find me sitting off in the middle of nowhere, wondering what in the world whoever's getting in office is going to do when they get there, wondering whether or not they're going to be humane, wondering whether or not they're really going to take care of people. Then you can find me off on the other side of the omniverse, figuring out what I'm going to create next, because creation is the best activity known to me, and anybody for that matter. I'm actually somewhat on assignment tonight, and just a little linguistic explanation for those who don't know. Ashe is the power that exists in everything that makes it alive. We also use it, its power. And we also use it as confirmation when we say prayers, because we're invoking that same power that went into creation. That's Ashe. Oshun is an Orisha. You'll learn about her in a minute. And Eledumare is the creative aspect of Almighty God. I think I've explained everything that you might need to understand in this. Okay. Do you know my mother? Really know her. Oshun, Iyalode, Olomoyoyo, Ibukule, Ibanla, Iwuji, Yeye Kari, Ololodi, Ladekoju, Yemoro. There are not enough names to describe her essence. Do you know my mother? There's no life without mother. There's no life without water. Omio, my mother Oshun is both. She has many faces, but she is mother first. She is love personified. She is conception, the beginning of life, the kiss of sperm and egg. Her children take root deeply. Do you know my mother? She wears the blood of her enemies and her children's enemies as her makeup. Her brass knives cut out the tongue of the gossiper. Queen of the EME, she unleashes dark ashe on those that torture her children. She is a protector of virgins. She has hives of killer bees that do her bidding. She commands 51 male spirits, her children, born in her river, an army of fighting hunters. Oshun fights in song and wins. Her weapon is an empty calabash. Her victory is always certain. Do you know my mother? She is the only woman sent from heaven to earth by Elemen2al to settle the earth for human beings. The other male Orisha could do nothing without her. Her ashe makes everyone else's work. She nurtures the baby in the womb. She cools Ogun's iron. She cools the earth after Shango's visit. She waters Obatala's snail, forms his clay. She freshens the cola before divination. Without her, you can do nothing. She is water. She cannot be controlled or contained. Her patience is infinite and legendary. Do you know my mother? Her crown of Iwa Pele, cool character, Iwa Rere, and good character. Her mirrors are not for the confirmation of her beauty. They are to send evil back to sit in the lap of its origins. Her fans send healing winds to all. Her medicine, the water from her river, cures the child and she doesn't charge the father. She speaks in honey, smiles in honey, heals in honey. There is no one sweeter. Do you know my mother Oshun? What a ye o Oshun. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun. Yo, yeah.
Yay, Oshun! Yay!
I can never get enough of you doing
Bravo!
these kinds of poems with that content. It really warms my heart. And I'm just going to say this because it puts me in the part of my life where I was only living with one foot in the white order.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounded like a perfect book with illustrations. Every time you ask that question, do you know my mother? I could see it. I could see it in the book or part of a book.
What I know, again, peace to the gods and the earth. What I know about the priestess is, as an educator, again, shout out the educators, that is the perfect multimedia experience, right, for students. Do you know my mother? Let me introduce you to our culture. Let me introduce you to Oshun and Ogun and Obatala. Let me show you where we come from and how we do the things that we do. Listen, and I love how you take the time in the beginning, priestess, to let the folks know what you're going to hear, right? You're going to hear some things that you may not be familiar with, but this is what they mean, right? You don't have to do that, but you do. And that goes into being an educator and trying to make sure that your message is received the same way that it was broadcast. So I truly, truly appreciate that. And then the fact that your content is what it is, as the Jedi Master said, right? All of those things go into the glue of what makes your poetry and your artistry stick in our brains. So I thank you for being just that, right? You said her medicine, the water from her river, like that is your words to us. They are the medicine. So I appreciate you for sharing it with us, truly. All right. Coming up next, this incredible poet, author of Emotional Defibrillator, continues to come through and rock with us, and has a style all his own. I've said this to him many times, and I've said to all of us before, I love when artists have their flow locked in, and this is one of those cats. The one and only Daniel Fernandez in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you, man. As always, please take it away.
Thank you, thank you. Glad to be here. Sent a link tree down below. There you can find my link to the book and also to Instagram, Reddit. Today, I have a poem that's not in theme, but it's actually new shit that was actually written earlier in the week. This poem is called A Poet Without Words. A poet without words became a man without a purpose. So much regret that was held from within that I neglected what was on the surface. I ignored the world for so long that I am unsure if my words will encourage. There is so much movement in mind that it reminds me of a circus. The ink stopped crying, and returning makes me nervous. So many pending pages of my thoughts that went unnoticed. Hated myself for leaving and throwing my dreams in a furnace. Now that time is somewhat frozen, the ideas will accumulate until it's a surplus. I stopped writing for a year, and my voice has been lost, abandoned by my passion in which my bills killed off. I've never felt such shame for having my heart tossed. A future so bright, but living comes with the cost. Our phones contain more germs than a doorknob, filthy notes that only I can lay my hands on, a screen that lightens up darkness for the world to watch. Sometimes I can't perform because my sinus gets blocked, reading an endless page like a bottle of scotch, drinking away my sorrows until empathy interlocks. Stories weren't written and poems weren't finished. Those pages weren't screaming for my pen to be listening. Stress was hidden while desire was glistening. Emotions were forbidden, so what transcribed was sickening. My identity was on the verge of dissociation. Confused ego in a tornado of information. I scavenge my personalities from the scraps of unpleasant situations. I keep renovating myself like a job application. My head is spinning like a differential. My thoughts go wild, and so does my pencil. I write and write as if it's confidential, losing myself within the boundaries of my potential. With months of silence, you practically go mental. I try to write again with the intention of being gentle. I use my heart like a compass because the feeling is essential. Stanzas of notions that became sequential. The lack of money alone is enough to deface a conscience. Working 60 hours, and in the end, this seems unjust. Rent casually emerges from an empty paycheck. Who wouldn't be nonplussed? My daughter is growing, and not being able to provide is obnoxious. A poet without words, haunted by his own silence. This poem is a resurrection, and it suddenly feels timeless. Like a painter, I keep going until I mark the whole canvas. I am my own audience, and somehow I feel anxious, silently gliding through the wind like sulfur dioxide. Words are scrambled, and I can't find which word to conceal behind. I give up and stop for a week until my priorities comply. I confess my lapse, and why don't you write is what's implied. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Ignorance is bliss until the ignorance fades. Patience has vanished, so then comes the rage. Love was brewing, but that's not how it's made. My journal is agitated, but I never mean to disparage. I will return someday when I have the time to cherish. A pen can make torn emotions 1,000 times more authentic. Coming from a place of hopelessness, the result is almost always poetic. I skedaddle, but the passion is somewhat magnetic, a bit nonchalant, but still sympathetic. These words protect me like a paramedic. Poetry is radical, but the feeling psychedelic. Thank you.
These words protect me like a paramedic. Man, you better come through with that shit. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Daniel Fernandez.
Bravo, Daniel.
Wow.
Bravo.
Yeah,
Wow,
that
that's all I
means
can
that
say.
means once your rent emerges from your paycheck, I mean,
Yeah, Daniel, the speakers on my computer are so happy. They're like, all right, Daniel's back in the room again.
All right.
Thank you, thank you.
Like that's what it's about, man. Like, listen, I understand, right? Fatherhood could be a daunting task, man. Listen, shout out to baby girl though. Congratulations on having a baby girl, man. Welcome to the world of your life is changed forever. A poet without words. I would never classify you in that sector, sir, ever. Ignored the word for so long, the ink stopped crying. It made me nervous. Gosh, man, what? Throwing my dreams in a furnace feels like that sometimes. Sure, abandoned by the passion my bills killed off. Gosh, gosh. Listen, listen. This is, and also you said sometimes I can't perform because my sinuses get blocked. Listen, the show must go on, right? Right, but sometimes it's that way, right? When we truly understand all the things that stand in our way, sometimes we still got to get it. Those pages weren't screaming from my pen to be listening, right? My head is spinning like a differential, right? My daughter is growing, can't find which word to conceal behind. My journal is agitated. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm glad to hear that your work is speaking to you. Make time for it. And whenever you do, bring it here. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you, as always. Appreciate you for sharing that new shit. Woo! All right. Coming up next. Prepare yourself, folks. We're about to get a one of one. On one side of this, I don't know what you want to call this, but we are about to experience something new. One half of this upcoming, I don't know what you want. Again, I don't know. Like, again, it's one of one. On one side, we have the razor blade, that razor blade shave with the one and only C.P. Mays in the building. And on the other half, we have an enigma in the building. The one and only Jackson Riley is here to collab with Mays. So, gentlemen, let these folks know how they can find themselves after you destroy our existence, and find their way back to finding you. Please save us enough brain cells to keep going after this. Gentlemen, take it away. Great to see you.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear
cool.
me?
Oh, we are good to go, gentlemen. Let's go.
Sweet. All right. This is collab that we've been working on for a bit. This is IOA, IEDs over Asphodel, In Our Anarchy, Immigrants on Acid. Take it away, CP.
One day, we'll go out and play. But until I say so, don't bother me while I'm working. I refuse to multitask.
I do it perfectly the first time. If I ever settled for less, I'd be beside myself.
But I know even the wealth of perfect can never last.
Perhaps that's why my boneless ass is always high, strung out, addicted to high-strung, hopeless romances in the form of one night stanzas
to hold lightly every panned and barely late moment before they slink away and go extinct. I doff this skin and I'm off again to greet sleep's shady cousin, even when I wasn't.
When we met, I was a wreck and regretful and hardly sober, but so were you.
I felt sincerely in your sighs the day we met, the fear of being.
And saw it clearly in your eyes the day you left, the fear of me. Does this guilt I feel make me a criminal?
Make me a criminal?
At least you found your true heart there somewhere in the liminal, astray as well.
Hell, but I have no yarn to sell. I thought I'd paint a picture fuller, for I fully wiped the slate clean. I thought I had already when you came heading to me in a late night dream early the other morning.
You looked perfectly lovely last.
But even your perfect set in rosy glass could never last, alas. I had to admit it before I croaked, you know. Someone had to.
A little inside joke on my shriving stone inscribed specially for you, but I hope you're thriving out and about, and I doubt you'll ever hear it. And besides, we shouldn't talk. Tick bites whisper in my right ear.
You know it quite well, oh fond belle, the longer that I stay here in the past tense, keeping you near.
The more that your presence, my dream's future eye blears.
I don't wish for you to disappear.
But I'm sick. This too, you know, my dear. I don't want to go. I'm terrified when the floor goes. It's my fear that a bomb's about to go off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Before mistakes my tripwire face for anything less than what would Jesus do with the what the fuck maze. Stays fresh, I don't give a fucks, cheap fucks, and for fuck's sakes, how come manna tastes like Maker's Mark when my heart aches? How come Jesus Christ won't cash out my blackouts and cover all his past due rent? I unselfishly spent free in this junkyard halo from all of his crack dents and dirty fingerprints. My bipolar's not magnet, it's manic, and I'm attracted to damage when I'm pissed. Windpipe bomb, I am this.
One glance is sometimes
all it takes to fall in love.
Catch the bug and end up, choked out, sputtering on a rug Rats plays on the TV. We're not allowed to pace freely along the corridor while she's placed under in the OR.
Baby sis plays operation while his mother's sick.
Impatient. I'm impatient, gripped by the grim chance
that she may very soon pass on.
Meanwhile, I can't even choose to pass down the hall to unwind with a candy bar and a can of soda. I do not miss it all those quiet summers in Minnesota spent crying at the Mayo.
I'd rather spend my funds on mustard.
I'm a moth drawn to luster, lustful in heat, on the hunt for purple weed, blue blood, red wine, violet rain, and pink pussy. Really anything that can shush skeletons right in front seat.
Fuck me.
Don't push me when I'm pissy. Here again comes the ticking. Tick, tick,
how the fuck can you not hear it?
A bomb's about to go off. 5, 4.
I'm about to
3.
Trinity's away.
2.
Heaven before
1.
Way or another today, a bomb's about to go off. And I'm about to go off and get my flint on. Kid Icarus, I am with windpipe bomb. I am mooning the sun with Gucci wings on like fashion. Can keep us both up and fly. She said I do. I said I do. When in all actuality, I should have said I'll try. What we both should have said. Together a pair of dice. While without you, I was die. Broken heart freely hitting billy clubs where I always was recognized by wire strippers. Showering me with CPMAZE. Tonight, let us set you free from your lapses and judgment dances. One. Life is all we get, so it ain't shit to say I wish. Two. Claim that I'm one of the best to touch a pen someday and truly fucking mean it. 3. As I grip it, I feel the rush again. Mother, forgive me for your sins. A bad man avert your gaze, his pages, or murdered in 5. Impatient in its nascence.
Just imagine my amazement. Maze went up to me, said he believed earnestly. I have the thing, a chance to print in concrete, more handsome than I could ever be. I owe it to him to evolve into a titan of this artistry, and I promise on the lives of those before me that to this I'll see. Been a long road from the fat kid sat lonesome in the lunchroom, drawing comfort and jotting prose and penning poems to nod his head to.
When and how he let himself go? Shit, I'm not quite sure. First birthday, premature. 34 and 4 ounces. What in the world are the chances that he make it for a chance to preach freely to the masses? And did I mention that he's manic? Nick. Want a taste of what it feels like? Think that you can man it. Try drowning in 2 tabs of acid.
10 shots of Jack Molasses.
6 bags of shrooms,
a Xanax,
and just let go.
Fucking spastic. I take the form and stretch it till it breaks my brain's elastic. My North Star ekphrastic is to follow my predilection.
The end is nigh.
So I elect it's about time.
To stop the flexing without deflecting, I drop the ink
and plink the bullet where my mouth verbs.
I heard
a bomb's about to
go off.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Thank y'all.
Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. I see how it is. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jackson Riley at CP.
Bravo to them both.
Bravo.
Bravo, Jackson. Bravo, CP.
Word.
Take
Thank you.
music, art, and poetry to a new high. Why don't you?
It's good. I don't know, to come about with a collabo from another artist that you have a lot of respect for, and to pull it off in front of people you have a lot of respect for. Like, that's pretty awesome. I can't ask for anything else right now. So yeah.
The way you all meshed that too was off the chain. I mean, I never heard anything like that before.
I haven't either.
Thank you.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that's the most I don't want to say I don't exactly want to say healing, but it was the most benign use of a countdown as a formal device. It was really intriguing, and I think it was very, very, very effective in leading people back and forth through the piece. I also want to say, even though you probably didn't think about this, you had a very interesting visual going on, because Mays has a bit black in the background and Jackson has it in the foreground with what he's wearing. Mays is in a kind of faded green orange light, and Jackson's got this color on his hat. And it's just an interesting trade-off when you guys are side by side. I don't know if you want to think about playing around with that more, but it's really interesting to the eye.
Good looking out.
Listen. See, and this is what I love again about our community, because of how we can critique each other's work because of the way that we receive it, right? Because listen, you have to know that you did take things to another level, gentlemen, with that, right? The way that you were able to manipulate the Zoom the way that you do. And I've rapped with you, Maze, about Zoom being a very analog space. And you were able to make it sound very, very stereo in the way that you came off with that, right? The echoes, right? That both of you used, very strategic, right? To make it sound just seamless. It was, the performance aspect of that was ridiculous. And then, of course, both of you are phenomenal writers, right? Inscribed especially for you. I don't wish for you to disappear. Before mistake, my mistake stays fresh out of give a fucks, right? Cash out my blackouts, my bipolar, not magnet, it's manic. Spend my funds on mustard, fucking right. Fucking right. Blue blood violet rain, is what Jackson said. Kid Icarus I am. What I should have said, let us set you free from your lapses of judgment. Listen, 2 tabs of acid, just so go fucking spastic. Listen, like, yeah, one of you on your own is already ridiculous, but both of you together is lobotomy. So I appreciate you for doing what you do and sharing it with us. For real. For real. That was just amazing. I appreciate you. Like you said, when you have respect for a colleague and what you do, and then they go well together. I appreciate that. Make sure you're plugging in with Maze and Riley. Truly. Appreciate you, Jackson. All right. Coming up next. Listen, I just felt that most folks would be like, yo, who wants to follow that? Probably no one, right? Probably is like, I think I'll wait. I think I'll wait on that. So, what I would like to do is bring you something. What up, Maze? You good? All right. Hold up. Coming at you, Maze. Yeah.
Can I do the intro? Can I do that? Can I do that?
Hey, go right ahead, sir. Please.
Okay. Nuyo, welcome to someone else who's gonna try to push the envelope. These two poets, I don't know, what can I say about Kaz that hasn't been said about a dictionary? Every one of his poems, like, it redefines the use of language. And to bring up in this collaboration a poet whose voice rarely is heard, but whose spirit is so powerful when he speaks, you have to listen. This collaboration brought to you by Kazi Kaz and your host, Elemen2al. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I appreciate that, Maze, man. I appreciate that. Come on,
Thank you.
Kaz, you know what it is, man. Like, this has been a long time coming, folks. We have talked about this for a while, but it's happening. Come on, Kaz, let them know what it is, man.
Sir, yes, sir. Hello, everybody. Hello, thank you for that intro, CP. That was awesome. And that collabo, I have to say, was the best collabo I have ever heard. Seriously, I have to follow that. Wow, man. For the way y'all managed it so perfectly. It was so perfectly interwoven. It's mind blowing. It's beautiful, man. Awesome.
I agree. Listen, and to follow that, you know what? We're gonna do what we do. You know what I mean? The mic is already scorching hot, so let's keep the flames going. Come on, Kaz, let's do it.
Sir. All right. This is titled Cosmic Mentality. Sometimes, for peace to exist, it must first go to war. It must first navigate its way through the unforgiving hells of its highly unruly and turbulently ringing bells and kick up all of the dust from whence before the past tense was a present to learn a lesson from and restore a presence of common sense that comes in the form of an effervescence of solids and convalescence, imploring an essence from 4 years and 7 score. Incessantly, I've been repeatedly knocking on heaven's door in an attempt to establish a relationship and rapport ever since I could remember. Not to mention, I've also banged on the windows, on the walls, on the ceilings, and on the floor. The more and more I venture and explore the potential core of this universally detrimental and imminently destructive force that's so repugnantly reluctant to grant me a simple divorce, I can only imagine what else it could possibly have in store.
When you're born with war paint for skin, your eyes are detrimental demons digging deep as dereliction for bastards in revolution form. My accent is raw as they come. My tongue translate curses into cursive for barbarism to marvel how he speaks so well from a well of restitution, well enough for public consumption. Conjugate calamity into welcome to bottom of food chain. Stay thirsty because starvation lives on derelict street corners, cornered by infinity equity wrapped in 10-block radius of wickedness that they don't. I say don't. I mean do not protect and serve anything more than hot plates of bullets. Just poles on patrol, traded cherries and berries for blickies with itchy palms, burning holes in flesh-colored cowards with about 4.5 pounds of ignorance. I mean pressure bust pipes and shots, just not. I say not. I mean never ever inside the gates of hellish good intentions called suburbia. We not normal or hysteria off with stereo lane.
Cock, locked, and strategically aimed, and specifically ready to rock the feeble and manipulable brains of the general populace, making it so brazenly obvious of how blatantly ominous and ridiculously inhumane the four corners of this globe have become so ready to easily aim. Safe to say the world has gone so unreasonably insane. What I'm saying is this: we can't afford to keep playing the same old game of risk, which ain't quite the same as chess, but yo, it still got the same old twist. I'd be remiss if I didn't deliver this ammunition of admonition for the absolute abolition of nefariously convoluted contradictions. In other words, soon it may be time to assume our battle positions up in the attic and in the kitchen. So saddle up and defend all of your most avid convictions, because it's our duty, it's our mission to relentlessly pursue the more than beautiful vision that's been so beautifully given to us, because I'll never harm another just to do so, but I also know I ain't accepting any bullshitting.
Just pulpitting, spitting hieroglyphs from pole position with fully revved engine. Keep up. Jesus, genius, believe us. We've seen our Willie Lynch mob mentality, strung up brothers and sisters faster than flags at half-staff in Iwo Jima, flying on unfriendly American airlines. They FAA jet streams into chemtrails off beaten paths or heads bashed in amniotic fluid movements of stillbirth, defected in Aryan dreams of Elysium. Believe it. I say believe it. I mean, believe them the first time when they say they are who they say they are. STLNE. Spin your wheel of misfortune. Call it roulette ramalade of insanity. Jackpot. I mean, caps lock on crack rock and roll. I mean, no cap. We peel caps back. Scalp your. I wish a motherfucker would sell it for. I bet your ass won't cross nothing else but a road or rosary. Hail Mary.
And our Father, which is full of the grace that both Peter and Paul were praying for till they were sore in the face, just to find that they've been ignored and the poorest to taste. No more. Just in case, I'm going to peel up the floor and holler at Elemental to help me fill up the space. And furthermore, I put in hell in this place. Then we ride until we knocking on heaven's door without leaving a single trace.
There is no escape. I said escape like who can I run to? I mean, escape is Shawshank after Alcatraz, trash pounds of death into runaways that runway despair and outcast into I'm never going back. I mean, say it loud. I mean, yea, though we walk through this valley of death, we fear no evil because we, with this cosmic mentality, are the baddest motherfuckers in the valley. Easy.
Yes, 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 yes.
That cat's incredible. For real. Make sure unmute yourself. Give it up for Kazi Kaz in the building, y'all. For real.
And for you.
Yeah, and for you.
Bravo, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Bravo to both of
what?
you.
Yes.
Both.
Man.
Yeah. Elemental and Kazi Kaz. Rocking the mic.
It was an honor. It was an honor, man. It was an honor rocking with you. Word up, man. Word.
The crazy part is nobody could have planned two group pieces back to back. One, that just so happened to happen that way. Two, cause your rhyme scheme I've always loved. Like you'll go from an A B rhyme scheme, and then you'll do this internal rhyme, and it'll be like A B C C A B C C A B C C B B A A, like, and then like your rhyme scheme will be flipping all into it. So you'll take these elements of like a sestina or like these just different styles and forms, and your rhyme scheme will go with it. And then elemental staccato style, like for y'all to contrast in each other's rhyming capability and word usage, like that's masterclass. That's an SAT. That's an SAT pre-exam. You know what I'm saying? Like the words you guys use is pretty fucking phenomenal. That's all I wanted to say about that, I guess.
Yeah, I have to commend you two guys for keeping so evenly voiced too, because you're both known as people who really push the sound that you're bringing forth and articulating. So that couldn't have been too easy to pull off.
Thank you.
Listen, I appreciate you, Kazi, for doing what you do, man, making the time for doing it. Listen, folks, real quick. Listen, folks. It was truly a pleasure. Thank you for all of y'all, for all of your energy. Really, like, appreciate that. Really. Be on the lookout for something else that involves that piece, right? I did something with it. And I'm gonna make it something else, right? So be on the lookout for that, because that's something else. As Maze said, first of all, appreciate you, Maze, for the intro. As Maze said, right, how the styles go together, the back-to-back collaborations. Listen, folks, when it works because you have people that appreciate each other. You have a willingness to collaborate because the creativity, it's bigger than all of us. So I appreciate Maze and Jackson Riley for collabing. I appreciate Kazi Kaz for coming through with the collab, man, for real. That just worked because it was supposed to. I appreciate you, man. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Thank you to everyone who's been rocking with us. I see Terry Rose Jertson in the building also. Christopher Daughtry, appreciate you for coming through and rocking with us also. All right, coming up next. Listen, I said earlier, peace to the gods and the earth. Listen, for the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding that this next incredible artist is about to bring with us or bring to us. Listen, if you are unfamiliar, you are about to step into an experience. I don't know how many instruments that he has beyond the fact that his voice is also an instrument. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Baba. It is always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Hey, it's great to be seen. It's great to see all of y'all too. Here we go where you can catch up with me right quick. I got two pieces and I think I might have done them before, but what I try to do is I try to make different music. So the music might be different because I know you haven't heard this music before. And some of this music, unlike the other times, this is going to be like kind of free jazz and there's no melody. So I just thought I might want to warn y'all. This first piece is called Zoology. Zoology. Epigraph. The circus is in town. The circus is the town. And you never get out of town. The original last poets. Sundays, the visitors come on tour buses uptown. Double park for blocks, soaking up space and gospel. Fill the offering plate, leave before the sermon, don't speak English anyhow. Theater of reality is in the street, across 7th Avenue at the liquor store. T-Bone does the baboon, pants hanging off his ass, cracked out toothless. Cameras, snap. Lucy's, he mumbles. Got that cheap nicotine, real surreal it all seems, the American dream. Can you spare some change? Life is a crapshoot. Give me a small down payment on the Triborough Bridge. Watch the natives do the hustle, selling stolen village voices for 50 cents. Smile. Click. Next stop, Sylvia's, now owned by Japanese entrepreneurs to dissuade fear of a black planet. After all, Starbucks is down the street from the Apollo, just to make sure caffeine dreams are realized. The homeless man with the raccoon eyes opens the door, reaching for a tip since the stock market dipped. Street corner prophets proselytize, screaming about the devil. Jesus never called himself a Christian, but the Holy Bible says God made the devil too, so boo! We ain't scared of ghosts, not even holy ones. Pour a little liquor for the walking dead. There are offerings in the crack plate on the altar by the bodega owned by Muslims on the corner. Just jazz and gibberish spoken here, no jive. Don't waste cash on the tour guide book. The jelly speaks in tongues. Yeah. That's one. Like I said, the music is different. The poem I've done before. I'll be with you in just a second. This track here I did, it's a brand new track. I just made it like yesterday. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, Baba-da-dang-dang, Baba-da-dang-dang, Baba-da-dang-dang-dang-dang-dang-dang. Things you wanted to know about the Bronx, but were afraid to ask. I first came to meet the Bronx while she was pregnant with hip-hop. A bastard child, she didn't know who the father was. I lived on the top floor of a 6-story walk-up down the street from loose joints, nickel sack success, and dimes of tie stick. Searching for something good to say about it, I could only say the rent was cheap and the building kept together by the roaches holding hands. Entertainment was free. Late nights I found myself watching the mice dancing across the floor, doing the boogie to the ricochet of gunplay. I was beginning to think that's why it was called the boogie down. The hot commodity was heroin. Crack hadn't made the scene. The year 1978, and the threat of gentrification was strewing in a pot of destruction. Music programs were eliminated from education, so the School of Hard Knocks appropriated electricity from streetlights to power speakers and turntables. The U.S. war machine slowed down a bit. The economy dragged, and Ronnie the Ray Gun looted the poverty program so community centers locked their doors. DJ Kool Herc threw block parties in the projects, so rapping and dancing became the new battleground. The drug war hadn't started, so there was temporarily no turf to fight over. There was a brief quiet before the storm of heroin, replaced by crack cocaine, supplied by the CIA, aiding the Rockefeller plan to make the hood unlivable, building condos, pushing out poor folk in mom and pop stores. Meanwhile, MCs had bragging rights to talk trash about the birth of hip-hop and the boogie down. Corporations raised the rent too high for bodegas, and corner stores struggle not to be replaced by Starbucks. It's the last holdout for affordable housing. The news media called it urban blight, treating it like an extension of the Bronx Zoo. but the inhabitants called it Fort Apache. Street gangs ruled the block, and Hunts Point titty bars like the Wedge and the Golden Lady were where the hustlers and the ladies of the night came to play. Fat Joe, Tila Rock, C. Ray Ross, Smooth B, Cool Keith, Sadet X, Big Pun, ruled. When Run DMC from Queens came on the scene, KRS-One let everyone know who came first, singing, "The bridge is over, the bridge is over." But now there's gentrification. I call it appropriation. And the new urban hipsters call it Sobro. So as things change, it may never be the same. Just remember, I'm talking about South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx. Just a little something.
Of course, and I know he was gonna say that. Just a little something. Hey, you know, just a little bit. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba and Goma.
Baba, man. Baba! Go Baba! Bravo!
Ceaselessly rip us a new one with education on the inside out, man. Just unbelievable how you do that.
I'm such a
Brilliant.
Southern boy. I'm completely Southern, Baba. Like I'm so South that I swear I got like watermelon juices in my blood, right? I'm a Southern boy to the death of me. And to know what South Bronx, South Bronx, like what that means to a culture, and for you to embody that, like that's impressive. That's impressive.
Thanks.
Well, number one, it doesn't matter to me how many times you want to do a poem. You always perform it in some other way, and I could listen to it forever. I really loved hearing you play your voice, Goma, like you play your instruments, and I could stand to listen to you scat for an hour. So I would put in this request to do more of it.
Yeah, I'd second that request.
Okay, I'll scared more for y'all.
Make it a third on that one for real. Like, when was the last time you heard a cat really scat? Like, for real. Like for real. Listen, I mean, but you know, you come from lots of things, Baba. Listen, didn't come here to tap dance. You mentioned the last poets, right? And listen, he just doesn't say that with a whim, right? I mentioned Amiri Baraka. I mentioned the last poet. This brother doesn't just mention them like, oh, you know, he rock with these cats, right? He knows one of these cats. He put me in the room with one of these cats. Listen, shout out Jane's Spoken Word and I'll Be on Bass. You mentioned in the zoology piece, you mentioned free jazz. And that reminds me of I'll Be on Bass. He talks a lot about free jazz. Everything else has been done. The only thing left is improvisation. It's freestyle, right? And so for you to get up here and do that and do it the way that you do it, right? As you normally do with every single instrument that you pick up, you do this, right? Then it's the way that you put us into the space that you're giving us to work from, right? You said got that cheap nicotine. Life is a crapshoot. A small down payment on the Triborough Bridge, right? Fear of a black planet. Just to make sure caffeine dreams are realized, right? The Holy Bible said God made the devil too. Pour a little liquor for the Walking Dead, man, right? Just jazz and gibberish spoken here, no jive, right? The devil speaks in tongues. And the second piece, man, He said, I came to meet the BX when it was pregnant with hip hop. Come on, man. 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. Shout out the Bronx, man. For real. Threat of gentrification, right? The power of speakers and turntables. Ronnie the Ray Gun. That's a hot one. Double entendre for what's been happening in the hip hop world. Like, yo, I love that. Rapping and dancing became the new battleground. Shout out Bambaataa. Shout out DJ Kool Herc, right? They were trying to make that the new battleground, not bullets and street corners, but dance halls. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it to the corner, man. Take it to the music, man. Fort Apache, Hunters Point, Sadat X, Run DMC. Shout out to Blastmaster KRS-One. He just had a birthday. Shout out Crazy Legs. Shout out all of the pioneers of hip hop, man. Truly appreciate you, Baba, for doing what you do and making sure that the culture of what we do stays alive. Thank you for that. Truly appreciate you. Peace to the gods, man. Coming up next, you heard this cat recently, our resident Piano Man is in the building. Anytime this cat has this camera angle, you know it's about to be some business. All right. And I don't know if it's just because of the way the ivory just kind of lays on his screen, right? Or if it's the picture of the painting of Nina Simone on his wall. I'm not really sure. But he is always coming through with the energy that we need someone to come through with, especially when it comes to the keys. Wait a minute. Wait. My apologies. Hold up. I missed the Jedi Master. How could I forget that? That's on me. My apologies. Hold on. So, actually, coming up next, you see how that Jedi mind trick worked? It's like, oh no, wait a minute. Happens to be the cat who has more claim to this than I do, right? Shout out to former host of our space. This next poet has been doing this well longer than I've known poetry could be done at this level. Let's be honest, right? The only member of the original Nuyorican Poets Cafe anthology that I know who is still creating artistry and performing it at the highest level. I cannot thank this gentleman enough for what he does and his dedication to our community. The one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Jedi Master. It's always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Oh, thanks. You had me a little off balance there. It's great to be still be alive and be here with everybody. So give praise and thanks. We are all alive and together here tonight. I have like 7 or 8 really pretty short things, so I'm just gonna romp into them. The first couple of things might have a bite, but they're kind of on the lighter side, and the last few things maybe a little more serious. And I'll probably get slight delay between pieces as I fumble between the files here. So let's see what I want to start out with is rule number 1 for world leaders: do not give satirists a bombed city, blown up innocence, or other displays of governmental barbarity, or you will be depantsed. So either behave like admirable, humane statesmen, or wear clean shorts and be prepared to have your shortcomings exposed. The next one is: rubber tires were once made from people in the Amazon. Shirts used to be woven out of Africans. Rocket ships are now made from the hyperneuroses of teenagers, and bathroom breaks stolen from warehouse workers. What you buy was paid for by the lives of other people. They were not given a job offer, and what you buy is the unspoken horror masquerading as a price tag. The next one is the price of eggs rose $2 since last week. The egg pimps laugh at my tongue. Next, someone will start charging for rain. It is like price tags are mugging me, and need is a street that is not possible to avoid. Capitalism is a mosquito that will suck until it explodes. And the next one has a title, His Dog Sang Opera. When it got out on stage to sing La Traviata, the harmonics were so strenuously exquisite, people would get a hernia from listening. After the finale, it felt like a trampoline was pulled out from under you. The dog drew so many people to stadium shows that during intermission, when people mobbed the restrooms, water pressure in the city would drop so far from all the flushing, building fires could not be put out. The dog was banned from internet social media sites because its accounts always crashed the platforms when the dog posted videos of how it treated fire hydrants and selfies that qualified as pooper scooper porn. Then one day the dog simply stopped singing. It just wanted to hump people's legs. To this day, you can still buy leftover posters of the dog wearing a Farrah Fawcett hairdo. And of course, everyone remembers their favorite opera, Getting It Doggy Style. The next one. More people in the living room than had ever been there. Crowd of rememberers replacing but not adding up to the one unliving person. Soft-voiced, empty tomorrow party, bereft wife in the upstairs den. Time with too many identities leaves, counting to a question about why. Can you pinpoint exactly where tomorrow starts? There is not a whole family here anymore unless the massive double-trunked willow is counted as place where now missing hands once started thirst of a tree. Sun on inside side of window is a domestic hated cosmic favor. Grandmother whose silences perform history of knowing held, chronicles perseverance with repetitiously closed lips hunted to hear by dignity. Looking for it in a crowded room, purpose plays with a child, looking for it in a crowded room of rememberers whose smiles nibble fondness, the departed only a smell. Inside a trench coat worn by need to measure how much is left. Need keeps looking. It is a long distance measurer covering ground to where the heart accepts incompletion. Tomorrow is what is never going to be said now. A no one of loss sustained in pilgrimage to never having been met, sympathetic with deprivation, only familiarity can wear with ease, wherein acceptance finds a way to continue in choice that will never be touched by decision. The 100 silent grackles on the power line, a doing of leave waiting, order the world with mute cause. The month of March names its offspring growth to encircle further what beginning wants from inevitability. Searching is a name want wears when taken by mortality to the first day necessity requires continuance. Where did life go with its plenitude, promise, benignity, possibility, suppositions, and reliable future? And the second to the last one is this just inhabited me after I heard something that made me feel so completely free and liberated and disconnected. Try this once, attention requests, knowing a few seconds from then, shine it all out, listens. History hits on Neptune at fever's edge. Excommunication chose cure between clitoris demanding shiver because is and that matters without. Antarctically moan freedom, kiss manufactured by not being restricted to mean, the park between hysteria and ecstasy inclined to quit rapture, immense, cosmic, liberation throwing clothes off, ascension transforms beauty as more than what is possible to word feel without hindrance had, eat with the hand from alabaster smile, horizon and fingertips de-zoos, commotion climax times with pulse jolt, even if that because so instead wherefore start is can be within, hinting illuminates transparency grasp, release the me felt long ago in the I now pushing learns. This sense yet to be learned, lived, loved, and be, arrive at leaving, depart upon here cast, for never have been before. Go, see, feel. Stand at brightness, stories imagined to tell, dream of speaking, be stared into needlessness, kisses the nameless purpose for pure love throw, body a celestial glimmer and name time, sun, blood holds. 1, 2, a 3 for sight question is not hollow. Now histories in gift for what could, even if that because so instead wherefore start is can be within, just try that is all I ask. And if you miss, remember, sometimes it is better we not know each other. For this was inspired by not wanting to be like you, but still together in the pathos of being vessels full of blood. And the last piece, sometimes, you need to learn in a chastening manner. Do you remember when the peer group got you to subordinate? Of course not. But now you think you are like them by choice. Thanks.
See?
Paul's amazing, man.
See what he does?
You know,
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul.
Bravo, bravo, Paul. Very nice.
he could
Bravo,
take
Paul. Yeah.
Always taking us places, great places.
Paul could take a single line and go like 5 words and then drop a bomb on top of that and then take a turn and then burn that up and then turn the ashes back to life and then keep going and then morph that and then take it out of this world and then bring it back into the center of your mind, all in a single breath. And that's just one of the thoughts in his poem. What he does when he pulls that off is a miraculous talent. Miraculous.
He is what some would call a reanimator, right? The way that he, kills them, but then brings them back to life, right? With the same pen on the same page, with the same ink flowing through the same pen, right? And that is the spark of genius, right? The mark of genius, right? Shirts used to be woven out of Africans, he said. Governmental barbarity. Be prepared to have your shortcomings exposed. Horror masquerading as a price tag. Capitalism is a mosquito that will suck till it explodes. Goodness. He said the dog was banned from social media platform because of pooper scooper porn. Got out of here. What? Wearing a Farrah Fawcett hairdo. Out of here. Even in the crown of rememberers, can you pinpoint exactly where tomorrow starts? Right? Like, just how you do what you do, sir. Right? Kiss manufactured by not being able to connect the mean. Like, sometimes it's better we not know each other. Right? In the pathos of being vessels full of blood. Like, again, to be doing it and continue to do it and do it well. Truly, truly appreciate you, Jedi Master, for what you do. And I am thankful that your community continues to let you know how much they appreciate what you do. Really, a valued member of our community. All right, coming up next, our resident piano man in the building. Listen, this cat is going to come through with something. And listen, it's about the feeling, and you're about to feel it. The one and only CC Chagra is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, CC. Always great to see you, sir. Please, take it away.
All right. Much love to everybody. Wow, what an amazing lineup tonight. Incredible talent. The collabs, the genius of this venue, bringing the genius of these, too many unsung heroes on the planet. How many people are missing out by not knowing what happens in this room week after week is amazing. So I finally took a little tiny break from starting up a business, and I hit the canvas. This is, I don't know if you can see this here, but this is one of my new little babies here. That's called the rowboat. So I have a little fun. It's nice to get away from the word a little bit once in a while. It was a minimalist series that I created for this last show. It was a group show, local artists, 50 of them actually. So I'm going to read a little poem, then I'm going to play a little song. Not a lot of new shit, although I am writing new lyrics, but I ain't got time to turn them into songs. But I am working forward with Derek, and the lyrics have actually ended up in a musician's hands. The first lyric is, I sent it to a friend of mine who's recording and performing and doing a little touring. So we'll see what happens, see if he likes it. That was the goal in the beginning when I said I'm just a lyric writer. This is called The Dying Words of a Poet. And so the exhale of life transpires, and what is gone lived with no guarantee, except perhaps the everlasting gratitude, the leave that was lived and let go. Just as each letter became a word, and the source was uncontrived, invisible wonder. Hopeless as passion bleeding out from an open vein, only to spill hope as completely unexpected joy. The death wish that only dreamed of being born true, the sight and silent sound heard alone in the moment of its creation by no one. And that was everything one could ever ask for. The only satisfaction ever to experience feeling satisfied. Living within time's transcend, not a trace of nothing being wasted, not even air was expecting anything in return. If another breath comes this way to form a word, the impossibility of another miracle as this one may be possible. Yes, these are the dying words of a poet. When privilege is a coward, floating on a wealthy sea, made of nothing more than numbers and the blood of fears believed. Here fear has only one friend, then fear owns you, eats you, and then kindly kills its mother. Oh, fear is a story, afraid of dying, so it lives just to make sure no one ever becomes love. Oh! If there's no one fighting, fear will start one. Fear is never satisfied unless there's more wars coming. So all wars are run just to morph into the next one. And every parent in a fight must hand hatred to their young. You are running out of men. You are running out of men. You don't love life, women, girls, or mothers. And the earth, you forsake her just to fucking rape her. When privilege is a coward, floating on a wealthy sea, made of nothing more than numbers and the blood of fears believed. You are running out of men. You are running out of men. Thank you, family.
Yo, I'm telling you, what that cat does and how he does it with the sonics that he creates is always amazing. Unmute yourself, give it up for CC Arshagro.
Thanks for coming here again. Glad to see
Nicely
you.
done, CC. Nicely done.
Like there's just something about it when our resident piano man comes through and does what he does, right? He always brings that energy, right? And I appreciate him for staying connected to it. Even though you got all these other things going on, for real. It's just amazing what you do, sir. The dying words of the poet. Fear is a story afraid of dying when privilege is a coward floating on a bloody sea. Ah, not even air was looking for anything in return. It's just, I truly appreciate the gravity in what you say, right? It really is humbling. So I thank you for that, sir. Appreciate you. Make sure you plug in with CCR Chakra. All right. Last person on the guaranteed list and 2 on the good luck round. Coming up next, again, this cat just has the coordinates for being last on the list or near the end. Love to hear this cat. Listen, every time he comes through, I can tell you he's getting better and he's getting more confident in what he does. The one and only Prince of P is in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Prince of P. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you. The first poem is called Sin Runs in Me. I have an over-fondness for sin. Each sin cast is a crime against my mother. From playing like kid in the Cabernet to jumping into Pandora's box, I always feed my sexual cravings. Sweet sugar got me trapped in a devil's triangle. The strip clubs I occasionally attend, it's the slippery slope downward, bearing me like a casket. I'm still trying to climb from the darkest depths of my self-induced nightmare. I mean, no lie, eternal demons that track star running me. What are the odds of winning? The next poem is called Sunshine Gods. The sunshine gods have risen this summer. Each day, it beamed down on me, even shooting that volt of energy in me. An edict from the gods to love me. I don't want to surrender this electric feeling, but nature is an individualist, always doing its own thing. While I can, I will stand in the pleasure of this sweet leisure. Leisure in the riding by still, cold waters, floating like silver surfer, dislocating emotions from my crown chakra. So I hate to say goodbye to what pushes me from the coziness of home to what's simple and beautiful. My New York trip was a swirl and pearl. I stayed in the Lower East Side. I saw clusters of people enjoying the light life. I devoured wonderful food, whizzing subway I rode on, muggy and dry air, covered like fighter jet, impressive art, grasping at my face. It was a race to get home. The Sunshine Gods had their way this summer. This next poem is not titled right now. I was made for walking, always talking, torrential dreams that are constellations, signs of it all. Signs of it are all around me, like someone thinks that they love you. Yet I am made of dreams and nightmares. I want my dreams to save me, but yet they seem like nightmares. Again, I'm reminded of those dreams. NYC, go to NYC, go big. The reminder to go there, the reminder to go are there like melting snow mixed with blackbird circular eyes on snowman. My favorite midnight snack. Do I want to see this cold container for a refrigerator? Do I want to feel these snow-covered walls? My dream tastes like Tiki masala, so sweet and delightful. Like Taylor Swift, I want to be pulled by invisible strings on Cornelia Street. Perceptually, it would be like getting catfish. It may not be real. So I had to be still in the reality of the moment. Hope that have yet to be seen. Only by faith I have seen it. Many men may or may not hate, but my dreams got bait in front of me. Bait like safety net, filling my heart with love on my way because I got it like that. So I don't want to be swept up by the midnight drink of the night, the darkness of regret, the darkness of what is. I had finally found my compass. And it's called In My Element. Placements of organic paintings made of vanilla abstract and rainbow sherbet shit above. Circular wheels in my black magic 8-ball head are no longer spinning. Politely, I trample on floating green flubber, coasting by oceans, unseen but snappy currents, bristle and glaze the world's pool with lowered shoulders. My mind is a train being focused. I am in my element. Thank you.
I would have to agree, sir. Every time I hear your work, I would have to agree. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Principe.
Yeah, I second that motion. So many good lines, Principe. I hate to say goodbye to what pushes me. That's kind of a universal thing. And you caught that so eloquently.
I hate to say goodbye to what pushes me. Like, how do you say goodbye to motivation? Right?
I think it's the first time I heard him use a drug reference. That's unusual.
I mean,
no. It's just
not on a drug.
you know, it's you know when you've seen thousands and thousands of poets, you know that every 3 to 5 years they're about to step into a new you, and sometimes that's a step back, and sometimes it's a step sideways, and sometimes it's a step into a whole new realm. And then all that means is that that poet has to survive that next step in their journey. There's no right or wrong to it. But when it comes to those thresholds of breaking your own stride into the you becoming you even more so until you're living your dream, that Principe, you're on that ship, and that ship has thresholds. It has waterfalls and shit like that. It has cliffs or whatever you want to call, all kinds of analogies that can come up with. But when you do go there, there's no wrong turn and there's no right turn. But staying true is all that really matters. Staying true, falling down dead, getting up again, being reborn, reincarnating yourself. As long as you're staying true, that's the ride, you know? And you're amazing. You are gifting us that with your journey going live here. I've always appreciated that from day one. Thank you.
I like the dream he mentioned, the drug he mentioned called tikka masala.
Right. Talked about how sweet it was, right? Sweet as tiki masala. Right. I mean, listen, that reminds me of of course, the Mary Poppins line, right? Which I use all the time, right? The spoonful of sugar, right? You could call it, whatever you want, but what it is the truth, right? And I appreciate how you are so willing, as you mentioned in your first poem, Principe, jumping into Pandora's box, right? Burying me like a casket. Listen, when you're willing to do that, the universe will gift you with some amazing work, right? Floating like Silver Surfer. Shout out to Low East Siders, man. Shout out to Low East Sider. Listen, the Low East Sider in the building. Paul Skiff. Listen, the LES it pops, man. For real. Like, if you don't know about the LES, make sure you you plug in. Shout out Manhattan. Listen, I appreciate what you do, Principe. Again, every time we hear you, you continue to get better. So make sure you are staying dedicated to what you're doing. Thank you for sharing it with us. We have reached the end of the guaranteed list. We have 2 poets on the good luck round. Let's get to it. Coming up first, this cat has been rocking with us all evening and hit me up early and was like, yo, hold on. Make sure I get me a good luck round spot. And I love that, right? I love when people are just so just like, listen, I got to get this off my chest this evening, right? So coming back at us live this evening, the one and only Zach Frater is back in the building. Come on, man. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you again. Come on, take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll try. Okay. My poem too. It's hot as hell in New Mexico. Oh shit, it's hot. Hey, we got air conditioner turned up. I'm sweating. I never wear shorts, but I've got shorts on. Okay, I'll read the poem. All right. Please, piece of me left out, hurt, broken, 3 women in my life. It was start, biological mom. Met her first day I was born. Mom, I forgive you. I hope you find peace. Hope you don't stay up late into night wondering what if. I'm sorry I found you. You text and I don't text back. It's hard. Always tell myself I will. Not enough bottles in house. Give me courage. Mom, I hope you have peace. I hope I didn't hurt you. You know my name. I'm sorry I don't respond. I have issues. See me work through it in poem. I could write you a poem. Only way I can state emotions typing on phone. I hope I didn't disrupt your peace. Adopted mom. Second woman in my life. She was diagnosed cancer. I was 10. Slowly died. Hope there is no baby monitor in heaven. That pain is gone. Don't want to hear you in pain again. Scream. Hope you found peace. Mama, I think about you every day. I was just a kid, no license, still drove you to appointment. Wish I could have done more. You died slowly at night. Never got to see me race my bike. I was a loud boy. You never found peace in house. Brother and me fight, yell, break things, crash car. If I knew what I know now, I wish I had calmed down. You deserve better. My sweet Pam, mom in love with otters. I named youngest daughter, my little Ellie Otter. After you, Mama, wish you could meet him. It was a sweet girl, the love of my life. I get why you couldn't stay. I am chaos, no peace, just hand grenade. Any time of day. You left, new home, can't blame you. You need peace, tranquility. Forest house is what the girls say. Daughter's dropped off. Mama, forgive me. I have a hard time trying to be anyone but me. I tried. Bank job, barbecue, polo. Remember, I called in sick. We drove Oregon coast. Pitch tent. Beach, far from road. Woke up, tide came in, seals barking, feet from tent. That French press, back of minivan. You looked peaceful, beautiful. Called you, sweet Kaylee bird. Girl, please forgive me. So formal now. Court docs, feel like I should write to whom it may concern. Pretty girl, I'm sorry. We just accept truth. Peace I may never have, or maybe don't deserve. That piece left out, dropped a long time ago. Peace eludes me. Tuning, loose guitar strings, spinning and spin, face down, kitchen floor. Peace, find me.
Damn. In the heat, sweating in the whole nines. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Zach Frater.
Great last line. I like how that poem was almost sort of like a list of ingredients to this mood you were creating. And I dig your visual. It's, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like the driver's seat poetry recitation.
You know, when you spit like that, right? When you give your all to a poem like that, your audience feels that. I want you to know that, right? And then you speak of real instances, right? Like it just jumped out to me, right? Kid, no license, still drove you to appointment. Like, come on, man, you can't make that type of shit up. right? You deserve better. I am chaos, no peace, just hand grenade. Damn. Damn. If that doesn't like, again, shout out the vets in the building. If that doesn't sound like a fucking warrior's prayer, a piece of it at least. You know what I mean? I am chaos, no peace, just hand grenade. Like serious. That's just heavy, man. Right? Feel like I should write to whom it may concern. Yeah, sometimes, man. That personal, it's just rough. Thank you, Zach, for hanging out with us this evening, for surviving the heat. You know what I mean? Through the sweat, the whole night, man, for holding it down and sharing it with us. We thank you, truly. All right, closing us out this evening. This next amazing poet continues to come through. A host, an enigmatic character all his own, and has some pretty incredible poetry to go along with it. The one and only Dre Reyes in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Dre. Great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
First off, holy shit, it's awesome to be amongst all you wonderful talents, all you wonderful creatives here. Always nice to be part of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe here. In fact, yesterday marked 1 year since I first made my splash with the community back when it was on Monday nights. So it's awesome to be here with y'all tonight. From what I've heard so far, I just got out of work like at 10 o'clock. From what I've heard so far, I'm just loving everything. So kudos to everybody here. Also, before I shoot, I have a couple of events that I'm going to be hosting this weekend. Tomorrow we got Open Minds Open Mic, and just note that all of these are going to be in the same Zoom room. Tomorrow, Open Minds Open Mic with special guest Beowulf. You may know him as Propaganda Poet. We're going to be expecting at least a half-hour set from him, and also we have an open mic that anyone can join in on. Saturday, we got the Slam Jam, the Slam workshop, and open mic with Frog Corpse as our special guest coach. And on Monday, we got our Monday night open mic, founded by the Magus, Chaos Magic. So with that said, let's delve into the poetry. I got some new shit. Let me find that for you real quick. I was kind of surprised that Elemental didn't like do the "oh yeah, brother," because I got a little something for you right now. So I kind of played around with the idea of Macho Man Randy Savage being alive today and his commentary on, I don't know, like him trying to do an erotica poem. So here's Savage Kink. And I apologize if y'all are too startled. That's just kind of my thing. Adulthood is a lonely neighborhood. I walk down that lonely road and the world is treating me coldly. Dead body cold, yeah. There have been times in my prime in which I had a better chance of pushing a camel through the eye of a sewing needle than finding warmth in this emotional ice age. But then all it takes is a little spark that illuminates through the dark, finding its way to grow into an ember. With the accompanying warmth, they'll soon render into a wildfire that doesn't destroy, but rather builds into a ball of intensity that rivals the forces of 1,000 suns. I'm gonna render you into a state of shock, and you will not be coming down for a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna make you sigh and wheeze and sweat and plead. You'll feel like you've been in a car wreck, but I won't make you bleed. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. There's nothing wrong with the little shrubbery and the pitches.
Nothing wrong at all. There's nothing wrong with grabbing a little bit of bush and tugging it by the roots and see how you react when the nerve endings from that area shoot up to your spine into the divine lake in your mind. Yeah. And then you will find something you've never found before. Yeah. You're gonna find a new kink. And that kink is getting your pubes pulled. Yeah, savage like that. Dig it. And before you know it, you will succumb into my might, and you'll be looking up at the lights, and you will be consumed by the madness. Yeah, the madness will consume you faster than a blink of an eye. It will happen so fast that you won't be able to talk about it. Yeah, light comes at you fast, but you will be coming faster. Yeah, so don't blink an eye. Don't buy any ripe bananas. Don't plan too much of your future. Yeah, because by the time that the dust is settled, you'll be reduced to a puddle of pleasure in which I will bask and bathe in its glory. Oh, yeah.
Poem. So there's that piece. And to cap this off, I'm gonna give you Ode to Crab Rangoon. Oh, Crab Rangoon! You fill me up with fulfillments when you're filling face pants onto a field of my taste buds. Every time I have you inside my oral cavern, I cannot help but once to crush you with my stalagmite teeth and swallow you into my abyss while I enjoy feeling you disintegrate slowly under my pressure as you slide all the way down to the pit of my being. Oh, Crab Rangoon! You perfectly yet highly addictive yet perfectly legal drug. And yes, I said drug. Have you ever eaten one and not feel dopamine and serotonin flood every mini vessel in your being with the utmost sense of culinary nirvana? Oh, Crab Rangoon, you are the Asian equivalent to Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. In life, there should be only two defining periods: life before and after accepting Crab Rangoon as your Lord, Savior, and demigod. Oh, Crab Rangoon, you miracle of life. If you were made in your original pure form, the pharmaceutical industry would cease to exist because you cure all. I'll never forget that one time I had that stomach ache, and you, with your crunchy exterior and your cheesy, creamy, crabby holiness, oh, Crab Rangoon, you are the body of Christ. Your healing powers influenced me to start an underground street fighting club called Crab Rangoon Club. And the first rule of Crab Rangoon Club is that we definitely talk about Crab Rangoon Club. Oh, Crab Rangoon. The joy and despair of all how they rewrote the history books. You, Crab Rangoon, every 80s power ballad and 70s adult film was inspired by you in some way, by your rich sexual white chocolate. Oh, Crab Rangoon, I am a goon for you, always have and always will. Poem. Thank y'all.
There is no one in the world that can tell me that food is not aphrodisiac, baby. Believe it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dre Reyes.
Yeah, I wonder if DoorDash experiences a spike when you do that poem. I like the first poem too. I really appreciate you. You've got that voice, that characterization down so tight, and I really appreciate the deep dive into the satire and the vulgarity of it. It's you to make something like that work. It really calls for the person speaking it to just wallow in it and revel in it, and you really do that. The joy with which you convey that poem is just intense.
Yeah, you're the only one I know that took an art form that's theater, that some people call a sport, and brought it into poetry. And then when you get done with the piece, you just break character and go, "That's that piece." I get a kick out of that. You could just drop character and it's that itself is a work, and I love that.
I'm glad you point that out, CC, because I've, in the context of like slam poetry, one of the fall downs of a lot of people is that they try to do this really serious acting, and they're not trained actors, so it just comes off as really bad acting. But if you're going to do something that's kind of hamming it up and stuff, then you really get people to come with you on that trip, you know?
Well, the theater gives you a little more room for comedy and satire too, you know?
Mm.
And then you slip the information. It's just like Baba's poems. It's like when you hear it, you think you're just getting these amazing words, but underneath it is this mountain of fucking wisdom and information and knowledge that is so fucking hard earned. It's unbelievable. So it's always the layers, you know. There's always a surface layer of what we do. And even CP, he's just slam one on the planetary level. But, you know, he never plays the one-note piano of the slam world, where you have to do what what's been done before you in order to be the next one who does it. You know, that whole little thing, that thread where you're just a little bit afraid to let the words. This is something that Paul appreciated once, and I'm glad he picked up on it. And I've been hoping to give this away for a long time. Let the words tell you what the notes are. That's something that I always loved. It just throws you into your own original soup and makes you find that who is that you, that soul inside the words.
Mm.
Come on, soup.
Cool.
Come on, cosmic soul soup. For real, for real. Listen, Dre. I appreciate how you embrace your, like the Jedi Master said, your characterization, right? You truly do, whether it's the crab brain goon, whether it's the letters from the characters to another, right? I appreciate how dedicated you are to your style, right? And listen, I can only ask Elizabeth what it was like to be in a brand new kink, brother. Savage like that, dig it? Consumed by the madness, brother. You will be coming faster, reduced to a puddle of pleasure. Oh, yeah. Like, there's something about that, man. The way that you can listen, and then listen, I understand, right? Folks was like, how does he do that? How does he like switch it back? Like, yo, it's a curtain. It's a threshold. This side of the threshold, right? If you smell, and on this side of the threshold, it's like I gotta go home. I have things to do. I have a Disney. I have a, you know what I mean? There's real life to this thing. And I appreciate you for showing that dichotomy in what you do, right? And Crab Rangoon, listen, like I said, food is an aphrodisiac. Whether it's oysters, whether it's Rocky Mountain oysters, whether it's whatever you call fancy on your tongue, food will take you places. Trust me. Thank you all for what you do, for sharing it with us this evening. All of you are absolutely amazing. To every single poet who touched the mic this evening, to every single artist who touched the mic this evening, from the opener, Joski C, to the closer, Andre Reyes, I thank you all for rocking with us this evening and every Thursday. Make sure you are plugging in with all the things Nuyorican Poets Cafe. Plug into the cafe, plug into the website. Listen, connect with all the things in the satellite locations. Get yourself some merch representing your part of the world. We are going to end the night like this until we meet again. May this energy we conjure this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, that means everyone, RMT, Marianne Tepp, Generalissimo, all the folks who weren't able to make it this evening, I thank you, all of you. It's truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, peace.